All right, geometry. This is our third to last lesson. Oscar, your laptop should be shut. Chewy, your feet should be off the table. All right, so factored form. This is factored form. I already labeled it for you. You will need to know this. Oscar, laptop shut. I'm not asking you again.
I just need to finish this problem.
All right. What is it easiest to find? You have one of three choices. Is it easiest to find the y-intercept? Is it easiest to find the x-intercept? Or is it easiest to find the vertex? Three options for each of these three forms. What is easiest to find for factored form? Yes, Chewy. X what? Or y what? X-intercepts, y-intercepts, or vertex? Good guess, but no, you can still turn in your card. Thank you, Chewy. Let's get rid of this. Chewy, his card is in. He attempted. Sam. There it is. X-intercepts. You should have stuck with it, Chewy. Sam, 50 XP. That's one marble. All right, so we're going to have two homework assignments tonight. One of the homework assignments is just saying, what is it easiest to find? Well, if you ever see a form that looks like this, where it has two sets of parentheses, the easiest thing to find is x-intercept. How do I do that? Beverly. Yes, I set x plus 2 equals 0 and x plus 6 equals 0. Thank you, Beverly. Another marble, Beverly XP. Let's do that all together. So first, I set y to 0. So 0 is equal to x plus 2 times the quantity of x plus 6. And then Beverly told us, well, you're basically just setting both of those to 0. So x plus 2 is 0 and x plus 6 is 0. I wrote really fast and I talk really fast. I'm going to pause. Write this down. To find the x-intercepts, Beverly set y to 0. This f of x is really y. It's a fancy y. It's a function, a named function f. We're setting that to 0. Then using the 0 product property, Beverly saw that x plus 2 is 0, and this x plus 6 is also 0. Anything that can potentially be 0, set it equal to 0. And then really easy XP, what are the two x-intercepts? X is equal to what? X is equal to what, Oscar?
X is equal to -2 and -6.
There it is. Box them. Thank you, Oscar. Easy marble, easy participation card. I should have your card now, Oscar.
So you just have to find the vertex. You don't have to find the y. Right? It's giving you two x-intercepts.
You don't need to find the y-intercept unless it asks you. And then technically these aren't the full intercepts. The intercept should be -2, 0 if I was being formal about it, but those should be the x-intercepts. Yeah, Colby.
0x minus 6.
Oh, I forgot the equal sign. Teacher error. Log it. That is extra credit. And Colby gets another 70 XP. Finding the teacher error. Do you have your extra credit tracker on you?
I don't have a teacher.
Okay. I forgot to write the equal sign. All right. Good catch, Colby. Okay, so on the second homework assignment, it will always ask you to find two things. It will say, what is the vertex and what are the x-intercepts? Sometimes reversed, but usually x-intercepts, vertex. How do you find those two things? So I'm going to practice each of these forms, how to find those two things. All right, so we already found the x-intercepts, -2 and -6. Done. Let's find the vertex. How do I do that? Good review of 16-2. We first learned this in 16-2, the very beginning, and we've been reviewing. How do I do this? There are two steps. So I wrote 1, then 2. India. Perfect. I'm going to pause you right there, and then I'll let you continue in a sec. So, India just said, we're going to find the x-coordinate of the vertex. That's how I'm going to write it. I'm finding the vertex, the x-coordinate. And then eventually, step 2, I'll give you this hint also. Vertex, I'm going to find the y-coordinate of that vertex for step 2. And India also said another thing. Can you repeat that? What was the formula again for finding the vertex of the x-coordinate?
X1 plus X2 divided by 2.
All right, everyone write down India's formula. X1 plus X2 divided by 2. I will scroll up so that people can see. Sorry about that, Chewy. Saw your head poking around. Thank you, India. India's XP, India's marble. All right, so I'm going to take my two X-intercepts that I found up here, -2 and -6, plug those in. I need someone to plug them in and simplify. Who's good at plugging in and simplifying into a formula? Just one of us? Just Ellery? Is there another one? Oh, Ellery still has her card. Yeah, Ellery.
So you'll take the two x's, so you'll have -2 plus -6 divided by 2.
Okay.
-8 divided by 2, which is -4.
All right, everyone write it down. Ellery just used Beverly's formula to find -4 for, or is it India's formula? Sorry, India. It is India's formula to find the x coordinate of the vertex. Thank you, Ellery. You're going to be doing the same thing for homework. Make sure you're taking nice and easy notes to review. All right. I already told you the step. We're finding the vertex of for the y coordinate of the vertex. If I found the x coordinate of the vertex, this step will always be the same. If you have an x, do this to it. 2 words, p then I. 2 words. What do I do if I have the x coordinate and I'm looking for the y coordinate? Just Indian Ellery and Beverly, the trio of freshman girls. Oh yeah, Atziri. There it is. Plug in. Everyone write down. Plug in. Thank you, Atziri. I'm going to plug in this -4 into wherever I see an x. I see an x right here. I see an x right here. So that -4 is going to be plugged in, and I will write that out for us. So our original equation was x plus 2, x minus 6, or sorry, x plus 6, x plus 2. So that's, hold on. There's our x. X plus 2 and x plus 6. This -4, maybe, let me color code this thing a little bit better. So that was our original equation. We had y was equal to this. Technically it was f of x, I guess. But y was equal to this, and I'm plugging in, I'm doing that 0 step, I'm plugging in this -4 here and here. And I lately have become very fond of doing arrows in my notes to let me know, hey, this went here. Because it's kind of hard to follow it around. So I'm going to plug in -4 to both of these numbers. Both of these x's. All right, well, Atziri helped us set this up. I need someone else to simplify. Beverly.
It's going to be -2. And it's going to be 2.
2. And I'm going to let you do the next step in a sec. I'll let everyone else copy down Beverly's step. It's going to be -2 times 2. And still we have y equals to this. Y is equal to -2 times 2. And then Beverly, can you simplify that one more step?
-4.
That is equal to -4. Thank you, Beverly. All right. So we have the x coordinate and the y coordinate. They just happen to be the same coordinate. It was just a coincidence, India. Yeah, let's go ahead and write out the full point for the vertex. So what will that be, India?
That's gonna be -4.
Yep, let's box our final answer. Thank you, India. Our final answer, the x was -4, the y was also -4. Step 1 and step 2, you're just writing that all together. Thank you, India. All right, that's as much as I want to talk about our factored form. Next, we're doing vertex form. So, here is an example of vertex form. You know it's vertex form because, Chewy, it only has one set of parentheses. Notice this has one set of parentheses. This one up here has 2 sets of parentheses. And then, of course, standard form has no parentheses. These don't exist. All right, so vertex form, one set of parentheses. What is it easiest to find in vertex form? Again, you have x-intercepts, y-intercepts, or vertex. What is it easiest to find? Literally 2 people are only raising their hand. Martine, yes. Good guess, but no. I'll give you another shot, Martine. Vertex form. The answer is in the title. There it is. Yes, thank you, Martine. It is vertex. Martine, can I please have your card? You have to walk all the way around here to give it to me. I know. Getting up and moving is hard. We want to be lazy and sit down. It is easiest to find the vertex. And you don't really need to do any math. You can just blurt out the answer. But you guys are going to give me a quiet raised hand. What is the vertex? And be prepared to explain why that's your answer. So what is the vertex and why? What is the vertex? Say it louder.
Is it -2?
You're really, really close. Let me write it down, and then we'll change it into a slightly correct answer. So Aurelio is telling us -2, comma, -36, and he's half right. -36 is the y-coordinate. His x-coordinate was a little bit off. I'll let Aurelio get first chance. Why is it +2? That's exactly why. Well, it's not exactly why, but yes, you do need to switch it. You do need to take the opposite. So write this in your notes. This needs to be the opposite. It was -2, now it's a +2. And the general answer is whenever you're on the inside of the parentheses, you're going to want to take the opposite. So if you see parentheses and you're on the inside, take the opposite. If you really, really want to know the answer for why it makes it go to +2, the general answer is when you actually set this thing equal to 0, you'll eventually get something like x minus 2 quantity squared is equal to 36. You'll have to do some solving where you're going to have to add 2 to both sides, and that's the thing that's going to move your vertex. So it comes from setting it equal to 0. All right. So thank you, Aurelio. You got your point. There's your marble. Okay, so obviously the same thing is asked over and over. What's the vertex? What's the x-intercepts? Well, the vertex was really easy to find. There it was. 2, -36. But now how do I find the x-intercepts? One person knows. I'll give you a hint. What do I set equal to 0 to find the x-intercepts? Quiet raised hand. What do I set equal to 0 to find the x-intercepts? Ellery.
You're going to set the f of x to 0.
Yep, so I'm going to write 0 now is equal to the rest of that, right?
Do you want me to keep
We'll leave it at that. Thank you. So I rewrote this equation, but in the place of f of x, I wrote a 0. Thank you, Ellery. All right. Then this becomes another one of these problems where we have to solve by taking square roots. But I need to do correct order of operations. Yeah, Beverly.
add
You do add the 36 first because we're looking at reverse PEMDAS, right? We're getting rid of the subtraction on that bottom rung. Whenever you're solving for x, which is what we're doing right now, Chewy, whenever we solve for x, we are going to do reverse PEMDAS. I'm going to add 36 to both sides. Add 36. I'm undoing things to x. That's why it's reverse PEMDAS. I'm not going to, I mean, you could theoretically take the square root of both sides, but it's not really going to come out very nice. So now I have 36 on the left-hand side. These 36 cancels out. I still have an equal sign. Next minus 2 quantity squared. Aurelio is raising his hand. He wants a dojo point. We're going to wait for everyone to copy this down. I will call on Aurelio next. Did I finish right? Okay, yeah, go for it.
6 equals x minus 2.
Ooh, you're really, really close. What did you do to both sides to get that? Square root. Yeah, there it is. So we square root both sides. And can you say what you said again?
6 equals x minus 2.
You have half of it right. What do you miss? Ah, there it is. Good job. Good catch.
There we go. That's my dojo point.
Thank you, Aurelio. So Aurelio was correct. We need to take the square root to undo the exponent. And then, what is my final step? Easy step. Final step, Jaden. You can do this. That's not a good thing. What am I going to do to both sides to solve this thing? To get x by itself?
+2?
There it is. +2. Thank you, Jaden. Can I have your card, Jaden? Can you walk over and hand it in? It was never handed out? Weird. Okay. Okay. So what I have on the right is just x. What I have on the left is plus or minus 6. Again, the plus and minus is always attached to that 6. So plus or minus 6 and then plus 2. And I already gave him his XP. So from there, I have two answers. My first answer is positive 6 plus 2. My second answer is negative 6 plus 2. So that means one answer was Sam.
The first answer would be equals 8, and then the other one is -4.
Thank you, Sam. Cool. So those are our answers. Let's box them. Again, technically this isn't correct. I should be saying 8, 0, and -4, 0 to be technically correct, but they're usually just asking for the x coordinates. You should assume that those are on the x-axis because they're x-intercepts. All right, we're 2/3 the way done with our notes. Our last third, our last form of the three forms is standard form. Flip over the back. This is standard form because there are no parentheses at all. So, again, I've used two of the easiest things to find. You have either x-intercepts, y-intercepts, or vertex. What is it easiest to find? By process of elimination, Brian, it is? Y what? Y-intercept. There it is. Everyone write down Brian's answer. It is indeed the y-intercept. Again, if every single person participates today, you all get a 100 XP bonus. Let's see if we can get everyone in.
I get 5.
Quiet raised hand. What is the y-intercept? It should be easy to find. You should just be able to point to it. Yeah, Colby.
It's 8. Oh, sorry.
Colby said it first, but Aurelio, if you continue to do that, I'm going to start subtracting dojo points because I'm looking for a quiet raised hand. You are breaking the procedure that I'm looking for. Thank you, Colby.
I'm going to go to class.
Again, everyone that's on Classroom Dojo does not get a note card for their final.
It doesn't matter.
And they don't get to use notes on quizzes and all that other cool stuff. So, the hard part about standard form is that second homework assignment, it always asks for x-intercepts and vertex, but we only found the y-intercept, so we need to do all that work again for x-intercepts and the vertex. So, again, review. What do I set equal to 0 to find the x-intercepts? Quiet raise hand. Quiet raise hand. What do I set equal to 0 to find the x-intercepts? India. Yep. So, set y is equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that out here in yellow. We have 0 is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8. Thank you, India. So the problem with this is that we have both an x squared and an x, which means we need to do some sort of strategy to only get x and x. No x squared. Gentlemen, if we're talking about things aside from math, like where your charger is, I'm going to make you sit at the horseshoe desk. All right, are there any questions over there, Cheyenne, Emily? No? Okay. All right, what strategy should I use to solve here? I need to do something to that right-hand side. I will give it to whoever has the least XP. It looks like it goes to Beverly.
Do you add 8? No, subtract 8.
So it's a good idea. So subtracting 8. So everyone don't write this down. Let's see where this leads us. Subtract 8 is equal to x squared minus 6x. Then what would you do next, Beverly?
Never mind.
You're not wrong. So there are two ways that you can solve this. First way, which is Beverly's way, which she's about to do right now, which is completing the square. if you completed the square right here, then yes, that is correct. Is there a different way that I could solve this? Maybe we don't like completing the square. What's a second way to solve it?
Is this the one where we did like negative b divided by 2 times a?
To find the vertex, yeah. So down here to find the vertex, you are 100% correct. I'll come back to you for that formula, but not for finding the x-intercepts. Does anyone have a second way to solve? No? Maybe we should just do Beverly's way then. There is an easier way if you guys want to see it.
Show me the easier way.
Don't you just divide the 6x by 2? Okay, no.
Here it is. The answer is factor.
Oh, yeah.
How do I factor? What is my tool for factoring?
Ninja star.
Ninja star. So let's go ahead and do a ninja star. We'll put a ninja star up here.
So much.
Is there a quiet raised hand that can help me set up a ninja star? What does Miss Sasson want with Mr. Sindel?
Uh-oh.
Did I get in trouble?
Yes.
Ooh, there's a house for sale. Oh boy. Sam, set up a ninja star.
Equals on top, and then negative 6 on it, and then 2x is on the side,
Like that?
and then.
Really close.
Oh wait, no. I said 2x is on the side.
Oh, like X and then another X. Ah, yes, that makes sense. Yes, thank you, Sam.
And then-
Oh, you're going to solve it too? Oh, yeah, I'll take all of it. Let's do it.
Is it? Are they gonna both be negative?
Yes, they are.
So negative 4 and negative 2.
Very, very nice. Yeah, that's a lot of work. All right, so Sam not only set up the ninja star, which is what I was looking for, but she also solved the ninja star.
Wow.
So I think it's really cool that you were able to figure out that both of them have to be negative. Again, the reason that they both have to be negative, if you guys are just looking at this straightforward, is because the bottom is negative and the top is positive. The only way for that to happen is if they're both negative. Thank you, Sam.
Good job.
And if you guys at all are mocking Sam in any way, I will deduct HP because that was actually a really good job.
Good job.
I know. I'm not saying that you were being, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't know the word I'm looking for. Sarcastic, yeah. But I don't think you were being sarcastic. I think you were being genuine, right, Oscar? Yeah. All right, so we factored this. So let's go ahead and write down Sam's step. Sam's step was to say, hey, this 0 is now equal to x minus 4 times x minus 2. We factored that guy using the tool of the advanced ninja star. So, now what? Quiet raised hand. What am I going to do now?
X equals 4.
Hold on.
Positive 2.
Is there a quiet raised hand that I can call on? You need to get. I promised you that it would happen, and it just happened now. I asked for a quiet raised hand, and Aurelio did not. Where is? I need to edit the skills. Needs work. Add a skill.
Can I go back there?
Procedure. That's going to be a -1. Save. Come back here. Procedure. Oh yes, there's a quiet raised hand. Yes, Aurelio.
So it'd be x equals 4 and x equals 2.
It is x equals 4 and x equals 2. Thank you, Aurelio.
In my class doesn't.
Hey, he got it back. Good job. Following the procedure. All right. Aurelio skipped a step, which is okay because you can probably even skip the step right here and say, hey, just take the opposite of -4, opposite of -2. By doing shortcuts, you guys tell me that you have that conceptual understanding. Here's the question, the advanced question that I'm going to ask you guys right now. When does that shortcut not work? With a quiet raised hand, when does this shortcut not work where I just switch this to a +4, switch this to a +2? With a... It's okay, really. Eventually we'll learn. Yes, India.
When the x has a number next to it on the ninja star.
Exactly. If I had like a 2x or a 3x or anything like that, then that shortcut will not work. Thank you, India.
So why did you take a dojo?
Because you weren't doing the procedure. Dojo isn't just getting it right or wrong. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So I haven't taken through. Okay, so there are 2 of Aurelio's marbles. Aurelio got 1 back. Then India got 1. All right, so we're net positive of 1. So next, Oh, we're done. We found the X-Intercepts. This factor, I don't know why I wrote it up here. Factor should be down here. Sorry about that. Set y equal to 0, then factor. We just found the X-Intercepts. Cool. Let's find the vertex now. So Ellery had a cool handy-dandy formula. That is one of two ways to solve it. If you have X-Intercepts, you can do the exact same procedure that you did up here. You can do India's formula of x1 plus x2 divided by 2. I remembered at that time India and didn't give Beverly undue credit. India's formula was x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That will work down here. But you can also just jump to Ellery's formula. Ellery, can you repeat your formula for us?
It's negative b divided by 2 times a.
All right, everyone write it down. It is a formula that you do need to know. Chewy, can you please take off your hood? Right now, Ellery is finding the x-coordinate of the vertex. And her formula is negative b divided by 2a. And again, you could have used India's formula to find that x-coordinate as well. Which is pretty cool that those two should be equal to each other. All right, so from here, I need someone to plug in. There's a little bit of talking that I'm not appreciating. I need someone to plug in. Again, my A is right here, which is 1. My B is right here, which is negative 6. I even helped you by identifying what's going on. Yes, Beverly. So you have it correct. So we have a negative 6 over 2 times, and you said the A was 1? 1. All right, thank you, Beverly. Beverly also did the simplification for us, a negative. Whenever two negatives kiss, they become a positive, which is why she said a positive 6 divided by 2 times 1. Thank you, Beverly. Marble for Beverly. XP for Beverly. All right, and Beverly, that's an easy step. Can you just simplify it for us, please? 3. Yeah, 6 divided by 2 is indeed 3. That is the x-coordinate of the vertex. I now need to find the y-coordinate of the vertex. Atziri told us this last time. Can someone else, aside from Atziri, tell us this time? How do I find the vertex, the y-coordinate? So right now I'm doing the vertex, the y-coordinate of that vertex. What is my step?
Ooh, I got you.
Is there a quiet raised hand that knows it? Yes, Caroline. Plug in. Write it down. Whenever you have an x and you're trying to figure out a y, you're going to plug in. Thank you, Caroline. And Caroline's marble. All right, so Caroline is telling me to plug in this 3. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. I have x squared minus 6x plus 8. I'm leaving a giant gap wherever there's an x because Caroline told me plug in this 3 to those x's. This 3, I love drawing arrows, goes here and it goes right here. All right, after Caroline plugs this in, can someone else simplify? Beverly, go for it. 9.
Minus 18 plus 8.
Negative 9 plus 8 and negative 1. Cool. All right. Thank you, Beverly. That was some amazing simplification. Definitely worthy of an applause. Thank you, really. All right. And I need someone to write down the final answer. India did it for us last time for the last vertex. Can someone do it for us this time, Ellery? All right. There it is. Box it. There it is. Thank you, Ellery. That's all I've got for you guys today. Fist of 5. How well did you follow?
Pretty good.
I see a 3. I see a 5. I see a 4. I see a 5. I see a 5. I see a 4, a 4, a 5, a 1. Aurelio? Do you have a question that you can ask so I can raise your score? You're kidding? Okay. Martine, what were you at?
There's a 1.
A 3. Chewy, Jaden, I didn't see your numbers.
I don't
Is that a 0? Were you slacking off over there? Should I never let you sit over there again?
No, I wasn't slacking off. I have all the notes.
Give me a fist of 5 then. How old did you follow? 5. All right. Chewy, was that a 3, 4, 4? Okay. Please write a summary. The homework is already up on Khan Academy. After you finish your summary, some of you already have the paper homework assignment. We only have 2 lessons left after today.